We use a puppy pad anytime we change him. Hi guys, my name is Hannah. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you probably are because this is my first video. I had a newborn baby boy August 15th, 2019, and he is now a month old. He just turned a month old on Sunday. And I would just like to show you some newborn must-haves that we have thoroughly enjoyed while he's been a newborn and use it every day, every night. Here we go. The first thing I would like to show you is the Owlet sock monitor. It is a monitor that goes on their foot. I love this. The first week he was home, I was terrified. My husband was home with me, but I was still terrified that something would happen. It would wake you up if something was wrong. It measures their heart rate and their oxygen. The base actually went off the first week that we were home with him, and it went off and scared the mess out of both of us because we were both actually asleep and he was just laying on my husband's chest. And it went off because it was placed wrong, but it scared the mess out of us. So it will wake you up when it goes off. The next thing I had to have was the Love to Dream Swaddle Up Swaddle. It actually has two zippers. I saw this on another YouTuber's page and when I was pregnant and was like, I'm gonna try that just to have it, just in case he likes his hands up, because I know some babies do. And so I bought it and took it to the hospital with me when he was born. Luckily I did, because whenever he was first born, he had sugar issues. I had to have a C-section. I had gestational diabetes, so he had sugar problems and had to be hooked up to an IV the whole first 2 days he was born. So when they took the fluid tube out, I wanted to take that shirt off and get some of his clothes on him that I brought because new mom. When I did get the shirt off, I didn't think about getting the shirts back over the IV tube. So once I did that, I was too scared to put anything over it, so I used his swaddle up, and he just stayed in this. He stayed in his swaddle up in just a diaper. And I actually enjoyed it because it covered his tube where if nothing would hit it or get in it, as far as germs, it kind of made me feel a little better that this covered his IV tube. So I was very grateful to have this. I would recommend this to any mom just in case they were like me and they had to have an IV or anything like that for when they get the tube out and have to have the thing still stuck in their hand. We actually use this every single night. It has two zippers. It zips from the top and the bottom. So whenever I'm changing him, I just unzip the bottom up, open it up, get his little butt out and change his little diaper and zip it back down, and he's good to go. Keeps his hands up. He loves them by his face. He always has. He's never been one that wants to have his hands down. Sometimes I'll have him in a swaddle with his hands down, but usually he prefers them up. I only have them down if I have to use a swaddle when this one's getting washed. And this one is the size small, and it actually fits 7 pounds to 13 pounds, and we're already about to have to go to the medium. Actually, if you hear him snoring, he's right beside me snoring now. So ignore that. This, we love it. We use it every night. I recommend this to any new mom, just in case. You never know, you could be trying to sleep at night and your kid wants their hands up. We use it every night. Number 3, gripe water and gas drops. These were must-haves. He started out on the Gerber Gentle formula. Whenever he was about a week into it, he started having gas pains really bad. He would wake up screaming, crying, bloodshot face. So then I got his formula switched by the doctor to the Gerber Soothe. After about a week, it did the same thing. He would wake up with such bad gas pains, crying, screaming, nothing helped. The only thing that helped during those 2 weeks were these. These were our saving graces the first 2 weeks. Until we switched to his formula he's on now, which is Nutramigen. We still have to use this some, but not nearly as bad. He's a lot better. He doesn't wake up screaming, crying every time he's awake. Whenever he was on the Gerber, anytime he was up, he was screaming and crying, and there was nothing to console him. It was awful. This was the only thing that would help a little bit, and it would still have him up screaming and crying. So I recommend this. The gripe water actually helps for gas, colic, fussiness, and hiccups. You can start giving them this at 2 weeks. And the gas drops, you can start giving to them as a newborn. So actually, I think that's what I did, is when he was a newborn and having the trouble, I gave him the gas drops until he was 2 weeks, and then started giving him the gripe water. But both of these, wonderful. The next thing I would recommend is blankets. We had tons of blankets from his showers. We used them all. Our number 1 blanket that we loved is one that a friend gave me, and it is the Copper Pearl blanket. They have a lot of stretch to them. We actually had this at the hospital too, along with this, and before I started putting him in this, we were swaddling him in this, and it was so easy to swaddle because it's so stretchy. It has a lot of give to it, and he loved it. We used this the whole time until I started using the swaddle up. And we still use this. I love how soft it is. The material is wonderful. And I just love it. The next thing I would recommend to get are caddies. We have a sectional on the opposite side that you can't see, and it has a chase lounge. So what I would do is I would change his diaper on the chase lounge, because I actually lay a blanket over it anyway because we have dogs. So I used this caddy. I got this at Marshall's, and I would keep, since the first week, Germ-X powder, diapers, his Banky, lotions, his brush for his hair, which that actually doesn't have to stay in here. I just keep it in here because I give him a shower in the sink, and his Destin. I used this so much the whole first 3 weeks. We would take this from the living room to the bedroom every night, because this was the easiest thing. It had all the diapers and everything in it, because we were too lazy to get up and go to his nursery to change him on the changing table. So when he would wake up at night, we would just change him on the bed. Another thing to recommend as a side note to this is puppy pads. I don't have one right now because they're in another room, but we kept that in every caddy we had. We keep it in his diaper bags now. We use a puppy pad anytime we change him. If he poops or pees, it gets on the puppy pad, not on the bed, not on the couch, etc. When I took him actually to a restaurant, I was so grateful to have the puppy pad, because I could lay it on the changing table and not have to worry about germs. I would recommend using that. The diapers we use are Huggies, only because whenever he was born, they used Huggies on him and they were fine. We got home, and after I used all the Huggies I had a lot of Pampers from my showers. Well, he ended up being allergic to the Pampers. It broke his little butt out. He stayed red. I went back to the Huggies, and he's now on a size 1. And actually, to me, the newborn Huggies and the newborn Pampers, the Huggies were bigger. So by the time I did start using the Pampers, to me, they were smaller and kind of cut into his legs. So I personally just like the Huggies. I know everybody usually uses Pampers a lot, but we just like the Huggies, and he was allergic to the Pampers, so. We used this the whole 2 weeks back and forth into the bedroom nonstop. Well, the other day at Walmart, I found a 2-pack of these. So now I keep just diapers and wipes in these, and his Banky, and actually I usually keep Destin in here, but it's not in here now because I just grabbed it off my table. I have one on my table, and my husband has one on his. That way we're not waking each other up when it's the other's turn. We have our own caddy. If he's changing them, he can get the diaper out of his, and if I'm changing them, I get it out of mine. My next thing I would recommend is this diaper bag. This is the one we have. They have all different kinds of these though. We got this on Amazon. They have all the different colors, all different kinds, brands. This one's just from Amazon. My mom got it for me for my shower gift. It has tons of pockets on the inside. It actually opens up wide, so you can see almost everything in it. That's how wide it can open up, and you see all the little pockets in here. And then on the front pocket, it actually has bottle holders, which I realized that they're actually only going to be able to hold the small short bottles, which are what we've been using right now. But whenever he gets into the bigger bottles, I'll just put like his powder and anything that's a bottle, like his Germ-X and powder and all that in here, and just do the bottles in the side pockets. My last thing that I would recommend, and I know I'm going to get backlash for this, it has been recalled, I'm aware. However, he hates laying flat. I tried his bassinet, I've tried the pack and play, I've tried the crib. He hates being flat. I've tried turning him on his side, propping him up, any of it. He hates it. The only thing he will sleep in is the Fisher-Price Rocket Play. I know that it got recalled. I know I'm going to get backlash for it, but in my defense, he is only in it if he has his owlet sock on. I will know if something happens, and also I know when he starts to roll, he won't be in it anymore. If he can roll or even turn his head, he won't be in it. That is it. That is all I have to recommend. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope you took something away from whatever I had. This is what I loved, what I used. This is my opinions. None of this was an ad. None of that. This is just what I used and loved. Here's my baby. He finally woke up, and now he's hungry. But I know I didn't get to show y'all in the video, so here he is. This is baby Barrett. Subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.